Hey everyone, welcome to the Tuesday edition of I Hate It Here. My name is Erika.
I'm Marissa.
And thank you for hopping on the Hot Mess Express.
All aboard! Welcome to the Hot Mess Express. Choo choo!
All right, guys. So what is happening with you guys? Marissa was just telling me about her massage.
Yes.
And how she just got totally beat up.
Yes.
And loved it. And I'm very envious right now.
That little Asian lady did not play games with me. She was I don't know if you guys have ever gotten a Thai style massage.
I have never.
I hadn't either, and I didn't know that was a thing until I went to go get a massage on Friday, and this lady was she was a little Asian lady. She was like, oh, like, you're with me? I was like, oh, okay, like, this is going to be, nice and relaxing. No, she went in and she was like, okay, do you like medium or, like, deep pressure? And I was like, well, I typically get, like, deep pressure because I have, very, like, a lot of knots and a lot of pressure, like, towards my neck and my shoulders, da-da-da. She was like, oh, okay. I think at some point she was on top of me, but she was having a whole workout because she beat my ass. And then she was like doing like these stretches where they like take your arm and put it like behind you and move it in different ways to try to get the knots out. I walked out of there in pain and I'm still sore. I feel like I worked out, went and did a competition and worked every muscle in my body, and I'm still hurting, guys.
But no happy ending?
No, none.
Aww.
None.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
Just me paying the bill.
Well, let's see. This weekend, I went to... My sister is a fan of the RuPaul drag show that he does.
Oh, yeah.
So they were in town. So we went. I really don't know like the drag queens, or I don't really know a lot of the story, right?
Okay.
So like it was so fun because like the music's great, like they're total entertainers. There was a lot of inside jokes that I didn't get, but it was fun. It was a good time. But what was cracking me up, guys, and I know we try not to make this show political whatsoever, but it's pretty obvious we lean very left. Marissa and I.
Yes.
We are blue dots we live in Houston. Houston's a blue dot, but like in a red state, right?
What?
We're blue.
Depending on what side of the city you're on.
Right. True that. So anyhow, so we're watching these drag queens, right? It's a fun show, but then towards the end, it is it's a presidential race going on. It's a real big political year. So the announcer does go on like telling everybody, please go out, vote blue, blah blah blah, right? Like this is we're trans, queer, like goes through the whole gambit of how this is about love, and this is what we need to protect our rights, and whether you're LGBTQ questioning or you're an ally, like we need your help, blah blah blah, right? So it was a very like moving speech. And of course, everybody in there, the majority, I'm going to say, of people were like clapping and cheering along with him, right? It was so funny because 2 rows in front of us, there was this couple.
Okay.
And you could tell, like, he was there for his girlfriend, of course, right?
Got it.
But you didn't, like, he's in a place like that, so you're not thinking, like, anything, like
well, yeah, because you're at a drag show.
You're not really thinking he's a total bigot.
Yeah.
At a drag show, right?
Right.
Guys, the tantrum he threw...
Why?
When that was going on, because he came out MAGA.
Oh no!
It was wild.
But why is he? Sir, do you realize where you are?
Exactly my point. You are at RuPaul's All-Star Drag Show.
All-Star. These are the top tier bitches.
Absolutely. So you think that they're not going to mention anything on a year like?
Such an important year. Yeah.
Such an important political year. Like, that's crazy. So he gets up and he throws, like, the biggest hissy fit. And it's like, every fucking where. Like, nobody needs to be talking about politics here. And I'm like, sir, this is absolutely a place that they should talk about politics. Right? But whatever. He gets up. He stomps off, right? And let me tell you how his girlfriend did not give a fuck that he left. He huffed and puffed and made a scene leaving. Mm-hmm. And she was like, get the fuck out. Was still dancing, recording the entire time.
I'm getting my money's worth for this.
Living her best fucking life. And I was like, queen.
Absolutely.
Applaud for you, because she was like, she didn't even try to like go after him. She didn't even give him like second like sit down and calm down. She just looked at him. Man. He threw his tantrum. He walked off, and she was like,
I would have bought her a drink. I would have been like, God forbid, like, kudos to you, girl, because the way you handled that, top tier.
And there was like 30 minutes still left in the show, and she was like, I am not fucking leaving until this show is over. Like, we left before her just because it was super cold in that theater. Like, It was so cold that it like penetrated your bones. Yeah. So my sister and I even had to put like the car warmers in the car because it was so fucking cold in that theater. Yeah. But she was there living her best life, and let me tell you, I have never loved somebody that I didn't know so much.
I would have been like, girl, we're besties now.
I mean, bravo for her.
Whenever you need a bitch about your man, just let me know. Because I will be like, remember when he turned around and he did that? Embarrassing.
Like, embarrassing.
For his fucking soul.
And, I mean, there was like, because I didn't really pay attention to see like who was, a lot of people were walking out, because at the end, the announcer was just, she really did get a little crazy and was like, fuck you if you're going to vote red. Get the fuck out of here. We don't want you here. Oh? And I was like, well, I mean, don't expect less from a drag show, right? So anyhow, so a couple people, I think my sister said maybe she saw like 3 ladies leave. But like, also, do you people know what kind of show we're at?
Well, so Texas. No, honestly, like Texas, right? Because this is a place where this is exactly the shit that you'll see, where they'll have a red sign on their fucking fence, but then we'll be fucking, going down, you'll see them at fucking Pride Parade. Like, it's not, they're not completely closed off, some of them, but some of them do have different, very mixed kind of, they love to be part of the mix. They love to be part of what's happening in the town. So they'll participate regardless. And so, again, Texas. Because I don't think I've seen that in any other state. I've been in other states where it's like, if you're red, then, blue, get the fuck out of here. Like, I fuck with nothing blue, it's very fucking LA gang.
Very Crips and Bloods.
Very Crips and Bloods. Very California LA gang bang shit. You know what I mean? But in Texas, I feel like there's just a good mix. Because people love to be in the mix here.
But it was just like, it was just really funny. Like, of course, that's going to be the atmosphere that they're going to mention stuff like that. Like, how dare you have the audacity to like grasp your fake pearls? Like, get the fuck out. But that girl, I just wanted to talk about that queen. Like I said, I don't want to get super political on this show, but fucking queen, and I applaud her, and everybody should model after her. If you have somebody that's, has opposing views like that, or is like, even at any event, decides to throw a temper tantrum about whatever the fuck, right? Yeah. Just let them go, and you do you, and you enjoy yourself. So good for that queen.
Absolutely.
That being said, let's jump to a song, because I have a fucking scandalous story I want to jump right into.
Ooh, love it. But before we go, housekeeping and items, because we always forget to the end. If you want to call in and share what's been happening on your week, what did you do over the weekend?
If you want
to spiral, if you want to vent, if something happened or something didn't happen, and you just want to spiral with us, let us know. Hit the plus sign, call in. We'll definitely spiral with you. If you have a crazy story that you'd like to share, let us know. Feel free to put it in the chat or tap to call in.
All right. Let's get into that song. All right, guys. We are back. And let me tell you how fucking scandalous this story. I'm like so excited that this song was like taking forever.
She was ready to hit that button.
I'm like, hurry up, song. We've got important things to talk about.
To discuss.
So let me get right into it, guys.
Let's do it.
I have been married to my husband, we'll call him Dave, for 15 years.
Ooh.
Okay? We have 2 beautiful kids, Emma and Lucas. We live in a house that I inherited from my grandparents, and I always considered it our forever home.
Okay.
Life wasn't perfect, but it was ours, or so I thought. A few months ago, I started noticing that Dave was acting differently. He was distant, always on his phone, and would come home late with vague excuses about work. I thought maybe he was having an affair, but I never expected the truth to be what it was.
Oh, dang.
I know! That's
what you're saying, an affair is the least of your fucking problems? That's wild shit.
I was like, what the fuck is Dave up to?
I'm like, what?
And you guys can't even imagine what Dave is up to.
Oh, my God.
One night, Dave went out for quote-unquote drinks with friends. Something didn't feel right, so I checked his location on our shared family tracker. He wasn't at a bar. He was at my parents' house. My mom was out of town visiting my sister, so I drove over, convinced I'd catch him in a lie. When I arrived, my world fell apart.
Oh, no.
I let myself in with the spare key and found Dave in bed with my dad.
No! Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh, everyone's gotta die.
With the fucking the dad.
Everyone's gotta die.
I froze. My dad, the man who raised me, and my husband, the father of my children, were tangled up in something I couldn't even begin to process. They didn't notice me at first. When they finally did, the looks on their faces confirmed everything. This wasn't a one-time thing. It had been going on for years.
Oh, no.
They begged me not to tell my mom, claiming it was quote-unquote complicated, that it wasn't what it looked like, and they never meant to hurt anyone.
I'm sorry. It's complicated?
It's real fucking complicated.
It's not that fucking
messy.
No, it's not that fucking complicated. You all are fucking. What's complicated about that? That's not fucking complicated. Would have been when you got into that predicament. That's not complicated. That is fucking insane. Don't tell your mom.
Don't tell your mom.
The fuck are we supposed to have family dinners and just me be like, the fuck are you two going?
But how could I not tell her? How could I live with this secret knowing my mom and I were being betrayed in the worst possible way?
Oh, no.
I spent the next few days in a daze. I wanted to confront them both, scream, and demand answers. But I also have to think about Emma and Lucas. How would I explain this to them? How could I tear apart their world because of this disgusting secret? They loved their dad and their grandpa. They trusted them. And me? I was supposed to protect them. I tried to find forgiveness, but no matter how hard I tried, I could not see my husband nor my father in the same light. They seemed like strangers almost. I could never trust either of them. I could barely even look in their eyes. After over a week, others in my life started to notice I was troubled. My boss saw I wasn't performing well and oftentimes leaving work early, and my kids seemed to avoid me as they weren't used to seeing their mother so lifeless. Even my mom noticed something was off whenever she would call or we would meet for lunch. So I eventually broke and I told her everything. I couldn't keep it from her, not after what I'd seen. She was devastated. She confronted my dad, and after a lot of screaming and tears, she kicked him out. He's been staying with a friend ever since, and they're headed for divorce. My mom says she'll never forgive him. As for Dave, I couldn't stand to look at him after that night. I filed for divorce as soon as my chat with my mom, but here's where it gets complicated. I own the house we live in legally. David has no claim to it. So I let him pack his things and leave. He's been couch surfing with friends, but he's running out of options. We've never had a huge amount of savings built up for reasons I won't get into, but he's practically homeless now, and I feel a strange mix of satisfaction and guilt.
Why guilt?
Because he's
lucky he's still alive. I don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, he's lucky he's still breathing.
Oh my God, guys, I can't, let me finish the story. Our kids know something's wrong, but I haven't told them the whole truth. They just know that their dad and I are splitting up, and Grandpa isn't around as much. Emma has been acting out, and Lucas is withdrawn. They miss their dad, and it breaks my heart. I want to protect them, but I also want them to understand why this happened. Now, I'm left wondering if I've done the right thing. I exposed the truth, and now my parents are splitting up, and my husband is essentially homeless. My kids are hurting, and I can't help but feel like I've destroyed everything. But what was I supposed to do? Keep quiet and let the lies continue? Let my mom live in ignorance? Let the kids grow up in a house built of betrayal? So am I the asshole for tearing apart my family and leaving my husband homeless?
Why are you still calling him your husband? Why is this still coming out of your mouth?
Stepdaddy.
That's your new dad, girl. That's your new dad. No, like, why are you feeling guilty? Yes, I mean, this is a horrible story. Like, horrible story. But if the affair was taking place elsewhere, would you feel this bad? Like, I think that's the thing, is if let's say, you know, because she had a hunch that he was cheating and that he was having an affair, if she would have caught him with somebody else, would that have changed? Would she have forgiven him? And, I mean, honestly, nowadays, girl, divorce is not the clutch your pearls.
No.
That it was 20, 30 years ago. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not one of those. It's very common. And they will be all right. Get them therapy. The kids will be fine. Get them therapy. You go to fucking therapy because... Oh, my God. I'm telling you, I'd be a fucking felon right now if that were me.
The fact that she walked in on them completely in the middle of the act.
Well, the fact that they didn't notice
and her. It was like, and it had been going on for years. For years.
Gross. Absolutely gross.
I mean, no. I don't think she should feel any sort of fucking guilt. The guilt is completely on her husband and her father for fucking. She should feel guilt for not telling her mom sooner. Absolutely. But for leaving her husband homeless, no. That's on him.
That guy.
Go fucking figure it out. You figured out ways to work, like to lie to me all these years.
You figured out a way. You were figured out a way to have an affair with my dad without me knowing for years. Mm-hmm. You can figure out where the fuck to live.
Absolutely.
And Dad,
I
renounce your genes. You and I are no longer related. And honestly, this whole I was supposed to protect them. Protect them from what? What are you protecting them from? The kids have nothing to do with it. This was something that was done to you.
Exactly.
And to your mom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not protecting them. You're not failing to protect them from anything. If anything, your dad and their dad are the ones that fucked up because they decided to throw everything for whatever the fuck they had going on. How do you even get there? Like, how does that even happen?
That was exactly what I was wondering.
How does this ever fucking come about?
Like, are they at a family dinner and they accidentally, like, brush up against each other? Are they playing basketball one day, like, at a family event and it's shirts on, shirts off, and they looked into each other's eyes? I don't know. Like, how does it lead to them having a full-blown affair for years? I wonder how many years it was.
It doesn't fucking matter. Like, 1 or 3, it doesn't, it does not fucking matter. To me, though, it's just, I've never quite, it's not, and I have to make this clear, it's not the fact that he was having a gay sexual relationship, it's the fact that he's doing it with
her dad.
Like, if I would have caught him, like, if she would have been with another man, it'd be like, shit still sucks, mm-hmm. But... You know, I have my family that I can feel secure in and we can push forward, blah, 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 blah. It's, how do you even fucking get there? How does this happen?
I don't know.
I'm just...
flabbergasted. Like, this is so wild. At first, you know, when it, like, starts, and she's that's Elisa.
I really thought it was going to go the mom, though. The mom or a sister or...
So I thought it was going to be the sister.
I thought it was going to be a sister or a mom.
And then after that, I was like, oh shit, he's like a drug addict, like stealing their shit.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
Because we've had those stories before, right? Mm-hmm. Where people's like kid or husband, you know what I mean? Like they're like breaking in and stealing like family members' shit to maintain their habit. So I was like, oh fuck, what is Dave up to? And then no, she caught him in bed with her dad.
That's insane.
I was just blown away.
How do you not throw hands? How do you not throw hands?
I mean, maybe if I caught him with another bitch, I'd throw hands. But like with my dad, like I'm a fucking deer in headlights. I don't know. I don't know what I would do.
No, ma'am. I throw hands and then ask questions and then process later. What's happening?
Marissa's just throwing hands. She doesn't give a fuck.
You throw hands first, ask questions, and process later. Like, how do you not? I get having that like deer in headlight moments, but how do you just walk away from that and just be like, I'm gonna keep this shit to myself
for weeks?
For weeks. This
and her life is falling apart. Her life is falling apart because she's trying to keep this secret for them. Oh, hell no. That I would not do.
Let alone that, but you're also underperforming at work. And what the fuck do you say to your boss? Sorry, it's because I'm sorry I'm fucking sucking ass at my job. It's just that I caught my husband with my dad having a whole fucking full-fledged affair for years. So I'm sorry if I can't fucking meet the project deadline.
I mean, it's funny, but it's not. I'm sorry.
If somebody were to tell me this, I'd be like, go home.
Like, take the month off. Like,
go home. Just
go burn down.
Whatever you need to burn down. And we will talk later. Like, that is insane.
I know, guys. This story is so wild that I'm just like left speechless.
I think for the first time in a long time, we're left speechless.
I know, but the chat has not been speechless.
It definitely has
not.
So
let's go to a song. But guys, if you want to call in and spiral with us about this story, hit the plus sign. If you want to, again, share what's happening in your life and want to spiral about that.
Yeah, but let us know in the chat too.
Oh my God.
What would you have, like, what would you do in that scenario?
Oh my God, what would you do, guys? I can't even imagine.
What would you do?
Like, you walk in on your, like, what if it was your wife and your mom, or like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be, you know.
But your significant other with your parents.
With one of your parents. Yes. I don't know. I'd have to burn everything down, move to a new country. I come from nowhere. I have no family.
All right, guys. Well, let us know what you do in the chat, and we will be right back.
All right.
All right, guys. We are back. I know Marissa and I are still just sitting here stunned about this story.
We were too stunned to speak. My goodness.
All right, Marissa. What's going on in the chat?
All right, so going back a little bit, Sal called it.
Sal fucking called it.
He said, don't tell me he fucked your dad. And he was absolutely fucking right. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of what the fucks. I mean, Joe Rogan made an appearance in a gift, which is, I think, a first. There was a lot of people just too stunned. Kendall says someone had quote-unquote daddy issues. Kendall also said, next dinner, hey honey, pass the bread. Husband, sure darling. And I think he's referring to
the son-in-law and the dad.
Yeah. Collie says, some in the in-law daddy love.
That is so wild.
Fluggy says, well, maybe he can get a place with your dad, girl. Right? They can move it. Right. No, absolutely not. Y'all can't just flaunt this shit in my face. Absolutely fucking not. No, motherfuckers, y'all gotta die. I'm burning it to the ground. Daydreamer says, dad and husband should move in together. Fuck out of here. Kendall says, dudes, am I right? Flaggy says, this brings the, quote, horny grandpa concept to whole new heights.
Whole new heights. Like, level unlocked that we didn't think about.
Never. He said, I thought stuff like this only happened on the hub. And while Kendall provided a very visual GIF, which again, if you guys don't see it, just go into the chat so you guys can see it. Holly says, I guess he's keeping it in the family. Saul says, that basketball scenario is wild, Erika.
Skins and shirts.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, like, how did it go down? How, like...
That's my biggest question is, how did we go from, like, hey, regular fucking family activities to fucking? Like, that's a big jump. I have never been in, around somebody and been like, oh, this is my in-law, and just been like, oh, sure. Let's just trip into each other. Like, I've never been in that position. So, I don't know. Chauncey says, I too have kept it in the family. I'm not proud.
Chauncey.
Social. Daydreamer says, husband saw this and got excited. Which is a gif of a man doing a handstand on a rail. Kato, just like me, grabbed the popcorn and said, tell me more. Chauncey says, I took my cousin's girlfriend back in the day.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not your in-law, Chauncey, so that's...
Yeah, it'd be different if it'd be like, I fucked the dad or I fucked the mom.
Or your aunt. I don't know.
There just has to be a major fucking... It just has to be old enough where it could be the child.
Right?
Chauncey says, he knew she was bisexual. Not my fault.
Oh. Well, okay, keep reading and then we'll go into that point.
All right, Chauncey says, you don't feel bad because at a certain point you learn that to compartmentalize your feelings, or maybe that's just me. I don't know. I feel like it's a different scenario though.
It is because she was not family. She didn't. I mean.
Yeah, it's
your cousin's girlfriend, and don't get me wrong, it was still like not great, Chauncey. I'm not gonna lie.
You didn't make the best choice there.
Yeah, but also it's not your significant other fucking your dad.
Yeah, like it'd be different. Yeah,
your parent.
Yeah, I feel like that's just a new height of no. Chauncey says, I dap him up. Bills are instantly paid or I'm going to court. We're done, but my bills would be paid by them. No, see, I couldn't get past that. Typically, I'm like, money, you pay my bills? Absolutely. Do whatever the fuck you want, but not in this case. Not in this case. Flaky says, I'd be like, see, babe, I told you you're the first one of my girlfriends my mom actually likes. Okay. Daydreamer says, dad and husband should move in together and do each other all they want. No.
No, Marissa still like it. No.
No.
I mean,
they can't go live there happily ever after they've destroyed my life. We all gotta fucking be miserable. Everybody. Let's see. Chauncey says, it amuses me how some women can't tell if their boyfriend, husband is at least bisexual. There always is a red flag. That's exactly what I was saying. Is how do we get there? Is there like, does she know? I mean, if she did, that's cool. But you don't just go from, hey, I'm curious to like, hey, I'm gonna have this. Like, to go from being monogamous to having an affair is a big step.
Yep.
And when I mean an affair, it's not just fucking somebody. It's not just having a one night stand. This is a full
years
affair of years. So that is a big step. It takes a lot of dedication to keep up with the fucking lies, to keep up with the relationship. Not only do you have to keep up with one relationship, you have to keep up with two. Like it's a big step. On top of that, it's same sex, which again, no different. But how do you get there? And not notice.
Maybe she did know.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe she did know that he was bisexual and he had tendencies, but now he's married with me, so he's gonna be, we're monogamous and blah blah blah, right? Because of course bisexual are gonna, there's nothing wrong with it. They're gonna find their partner, whichever sex or however they identify, but it's the parents.
That's what I'm saying. And then on top of that, you take all of those two combined and then you say, the parent, the grandfather of my children. Like, if you think he's, if you have that doubt that your significant other, your partner, your husband of 15 years is having an affair, you're like, oh, fuck. Maybe, I did see, I kind of didn't know that he was bisexual. Is it a man, is it a woman? Who's he having an affair with? But then to find out, not only
really is an affair, but it's an affair with your dad.
That's the part that I.
That's the part, yeah. So I don't even know how it got there. I feel horrible for this lady. I think that she has zero guilt in kicking him out.
Yeah, no, none.
He found workarounds for years. He can find a workaround now. Get the fuck out.
He made his choice, and he can figure it out, because he's not my problem.
No, and then the audacity, again, I have to reinstate this, the audacity to tell her not to tell the mom. For them to be like, don't tell mom what's happening.
But
she's a dummy for not telling her mom, but I would have called
my mom right now on FaceTime and be like, are you seeing this shit? Like, are you seeing the shit that I'm seeing? Mm-hmm. Because am I fucking hallucinating right now? Did I do drugs and forgot? Like, what is happening?
Wild.
And it's the try to manipulate her into being like, oh, don't tell mom. Mm-hmm. Keep this secret. Like, what am I supposed to do with this?
So, yeah, Marissa and I were that's what we were talking about during the song. We're just like, how was she not able to tell? Maybe she knew he was gay, but maybe she just denied it.
Yeah.
Or like, who knows? But then I was telling her about, and I saw this TikTok and I couldn't really like go down the spiral because I was fucking around while I was in a meeting. Mm-hmm. I had my camera off and I was just doom scrolling. But they were talking about this show, this couple talking about this show that's on TLC called My Husband's Not Gay. So it's so I just Googled it. So it's about it takes place in Salt Lake. So Helen,
of course, some weird shit.
You're gonna have to report, but it's in Salt Lake. 7 Mormons live their lives a little differently. The men have wives, but they are also attracted to other men. How do they make their relationships work? So the girl was not in this situation.
Yeah,
like she did not know.
She didn't know. It's different when you know and you're like, okay, this is what I'm signing up for. I understand this. But she did not know. Mm-mm. And not alone that, you have your tendencies. What, like, if I know I signed up for this, whatever the case may be, or even if you wanted to sexually explore, can you not fuck my dad?
Exactly.
Can you not fuck my family members, please? Are there not any other men out there that want to go be sexually fucking Dora the Explorer with you? Like, why my dad?
And how did it happen? I'm also hung up on the how.
That's how do you go from, hey, he's fucking grandpa to my kids and, he's my in-law, to we're fucking. Like, how does that happen?
To your bottom at night.
How does that fucking happen? I don't get it. I'm so confused.
I don't know, guys. So that was that crazy story. I mean, do we jump into the workplace one, or do we need to take a break? Like, where are we, Marissa?
Let's get into a song, and then we'll be back to jump into a quick one.
Okay. All right, guys, we are back. Okay, so let's shake this crazy story off, and let's bring it a little back to sanity. Okay.
Ooh, so something you've never heard here before.
Never. Okay, so the work story goes, I'm a manager in a unique position within my organization. I sit on the sales team, but work closely with all operations departments to coordinate requests for my clients. Essentially, I straddle the line between sales and servicing and work with almost everyone in the organization in some way. Luckily, we have a wonderful team and everyone works really well together, except for one person in the accounting department, Ella. She is rude and sarcastic, and worst of all, seems to think the whole act is cute.
Okay.
I work with her frequently and often receive emails demanding, and then in all caps, this person wrote updates with a lot of question marks and a lot of exclamation points. So that's the kind of emails that Ella sends. And thinks it's cutesy.
Oh, no, ma'am.
No. And scolding me saying, I sent you this invoice 2 days ago. Where is the payment? She also is very careful in her work. She's also not very careful in her work, and I often have to send back the invoices to her several times for updates before I can send them off to the clients. Each time I do, she treats it as a burden when I wouldn't have to if she had reviewed them carefully in the first place. Although our organization is not big on hierarchy, as we all have to work so closely together, I'm a level above her, and I am a manager where areas she is not. But even if we were peers, I would never think to write emails this way to anyone I work with. And she and I are not friends where we might have this level of rapport. Additionally, it's not just me. Alice speaks to everyone in the company this way, all the way to the executive committee.
Dang.
Right?
Ella doesn't give a fuck.
She gives no fucks. I know my boss on the executive committee has addressed it with her once, asking her what the issue was when she was pouting in a meeting. She was pouting in a meeting?
What the fuck is wrong with her?
But I'm not sure anyone has ever addressed her overarching attitude. In our one-to-ones, I've also given my boss a brief idea that this is an ongoing issue in my day-to-day, and my boss has offered support if I need it, but I feel like this is a petty issue to get her involved in. No, it's not. Because it's not just me getting this treatment. I feel weird to be the one to call her out on it, although I am one of the few who work with her most frequently. But I want to pull her aside and say, hey, I need you to email me professionally in a way that doesn't make things worse. She's definitely the type to hold a grudge, be passive-aggressive. What do you think? No.
She's already being passive-aggressive.
Absolutely.
So what else do you have to lose? I would just send her back in an email, CC everybody, CC her boss, but your boss, everybody, get all the fucking liars in the room, and just be like, hey, I don't appreciate the tone and unprofessional emails moving forward. Can you please make sure that you
are more professional?
If there is a communication issue here, please let me know and see how we can work on this together to get this resolved. But I don't appreciate the lack of professionalism.
I'm like, if she's already told her boss, pull the fucking trigger. And if the boss is offering to, like, step in and say something,
then do it.
Then pull the trigger. There's no way she should be talking to anybody like that.
Nobody.
I would be fucking livid if I got an email like that. As much as I huff and puff here on air with you guys about, like, how much I dislike, not that many, I mean, I don't have anybody I really dislike at this job. Yeah. My nemesis has backed off. She's behaving well. I don't know if something was said to her. I don't know. But we're on decent terms right now. But nobody has ever sent me an email like that. And I would never send somebody an email like that. Even though as I'm typing the email, I'm saying all of those things out loud. Like, how about you fuck all the way off, Ella?
Yeah.
And how about you learn how to do your job right so I don't have to keep sending you these fucking invoices back.
Yeah.
I'm saying that all in my head and loud because I don't work in an office. I work from home. But I can do that. I'm not putting it in writing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, and there's no way that she thinks these are cutesy. How are these fucking? First of all, you sent all capitals, bitch. Why are you screaming at me? Why are you yelling at me? Because I'm gonna fucking reply back and that same fucking ad. Because now I'm defensive.
Now I gotta fight a bitch.
Now I gotta fight a bitch because I'm gonna per my last email bullshit. Because why the fuck are you yelling at me? I think that there's a level of professionalism, and I don't think she thinks it's cute. I think she just gets away with it because nobody tells her anything.
Yeah.
And I think
it's not funny. It's not cute. It's not entertaining.
No.
Don't talk to anybody like that. That's horrible.
I don't think I've ever sent you all capitals on anything, and we're friends, and we've been friends for a very long time. I've never.
And we have that fuck around report.
Oh fuck yeah, we do. But you've never sent that to like all capitals.
Well, I have when it's like scoop. I'm like what or different.
No. But like just on a hey, what's going on? Like here like never. That's crazy. So, that's Ella, fuck all the way off. You need to just pull the trigger and get her, your boss involved.
I would not pull her aside.
No.
Privately, because this person does not seem like somebody that would be like
receptive.
Absolutely. Receptive. Like she won't be like, oh my God, yeah, you're right. Like, let me get my act together. she's already passive aggressive. She's gonna be even more passive aggressive.
And she's already done it to the fucking CEO board. So
exactly.
Like,
so she's not gonna stop just because you pulled her aside. No, it has to start. Like it has to come from a higher up, and she has to be reprimanded for this.
Absolutely, it has to be you have to go by the book and put in like a formal pulling your boss. It has to go by the book and almost like a formal complaint because she's not gonna take it well. And Ellen doesn't give a fuck. She's done it to the board of CEOs.
And like, how do they not say anything?
Well, they did. They pulled her aside and was like, "Hey, can't fucking talk to us that way." But she don't give a fuck.
She kept doing it. She's pouting in a meeting.
She's
I mean, we've actually seen that happen.
Oh yeah, yep.
Your old boss used to pout horribly.
Oh my god.
He would pout. It was so fucking uncomfortable.
It was.
How he would pout when he wouldn't get his way. And he would either just walk out of the, like if we were in person, he would walk out of the room. Or like he would just, like if we were on like Zoom meetings, he would just jump off the call.
Yep. I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. Yeah. Like
it was so...
To the point where he was supposed to be in the market to help run it because he didn't get his way. He refused to come to the market and do his job.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's the level of fucking craziness that I got to. But it was because nobody
has said anything to him. So he continues that bad behavior, even though you and I are no longer with corporate.
Yes.
I'm sure nobody's corrected it. But that's also completely hindered him from moving up in the company.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
he took on this role thinking that he was going to, I'm going to move up to this level and I'm going to be...
And they've straight out told him no. They've straight out told him, you are not the type of person that we want representing the company.
I mean, they've left him in this market. I guess they don't really care that much, but...
Yeah.
But not enough to fire him.
Yeah, no. I think it's just because get politics in place and things, things like that. And they've got bigger fish to fry. So but they've kind of courted him and basically told him, in a nutshell, you're lucky you have this job. This is the one that you're going to keep. And if you don't like it, there's a door.
Yep.
You can leave on your own terms. But yes, no, I've had bosses that pout and it's incredibly disrespectful.
And then when you're on that, report to him and you're part of his team, it's fucking embarrassing.
I was embarrassed all the time.
There was, one meeting that he was totally throwing a hissy fit. I was so embarrassed. I just wanted to turn off my camera and fucking hide. It was so embarrassing. Luckily he did turn off his camera right away.
He left the meeting completely.
It was wild. It was just wild to see in person.
Yep.
Anyhow, guys, I think we're
done.
We're done. Not a lot of chatter on this one. I think everybody's still completely stunned from the last story.
Everybody's still too stunned to speak from the last one.
We're still in shock. We're still trying to collect ourselves.
I can guarantee you I'm going to have a dream and I'll be fighting a bitch. I can guarantee you that tonight I'm going to be fighting someone in my dreams from that story.
But, I mean, Kay did put something in the chat.
Yes, there are so many business and writing communication seminars out there that she can be set for a day. Not only that, but just you're doing wrong. That's not the way people, it's different when the whole organization speaks that way, but you stick out like a sore thumb. So why do you think that's okay? And there is people, and I will say that in my career, I've noticed a certain age group that do that puts all capitals thinking that it's not passive aggressive. No, it is. Yeah. And if that's you, stop doing it. Don't do that. Don't do that.
What's the age group? Are you talking about boomers? Mm-hmm. It's the boomers. Absolutely. Because it's not the Gen Z, because they're offended if you capitalize. You start your sentence with a. Haven't you noticed that they write in all lower cap?
Okay, yeah. First
and
of all,
then they also don't punctuate.
No, absolutely not.
So they think adding a period is so rude. They think it's so rude, and as well as I still crack up about them thinking that the thumbs up is so passive aggressive.
I'm
I give it a thumbs up all the time.
Me too. Me too. No, but it is the boomers. I noticed that in the boomers that they will capitalize because they think that emphasizes. I'm like, no, bitch, you just put me in a bad mood.
Yeah.
Because why the fuck are you yelling at me? Ellen.
There was one boomer that we used to work with. And, oh my God, first of all, like her, speaking of fucking not being grammatically correct, like she would just capitalize like odd words in the middle of a sentence.
And it wasn't to emphasize anything. It was just weird. It was just weird that she would capitalize things.
But then she would also like...
do it passive-aggressively. Yeah.
But also type in caps, like every once in a while, like...
yeah. She would get her all caps locked in and just type it out. Yep.
Fuck that bitch. Her and her mullet. God, I got that all over again.
I know.
The anger just spewed out.
I know. And her boss while we're at it.
Right? Fuck that whole department.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Now that we've got it out, we're going to close shop.
Yes. Now that we've gotten all that out there, we're going to close shop. Thank you all so much for hopping on the Hot Mess Express, hanging out with us. We really appreciate you and your time. As always, we always love it when you guys call in. So if you all have a story that you'd like to share and you'd like to hop on air, please don't ever hesitate to click that plus sign and request to be a guest on our show, and we'd love to spiral with you. If you have a story that you'd like to share with us but don't want to be the narrator yourself, you can always send it to us and we will narrate it on your behalf. We can do that by using your name or doing it anonymously if you'd prefer. And the best way to get a hold of us is through DMs here or Instagram, and our handle is
IHIHWHS.
Or if you want to participate in Songs We Hate or anything else that we have going on, please feel free to let us know and we'll get you scheduled.
Yes, Adina, I think you're still here. I will DM you right after the show. We got Marissa's schedule. She just has a lot going on at her job next month.
Yes.
So I will give you the available dates because I think I mentioned it last show. Nina is going to be our guest for Songs We Hate.
Yes.
In September. So I'm very much looking forward to that.
Yes. Very
exciting. And oh my God, how could we not talk about it? Special fucking shout out to Nikki Bits.
Yes.
We hard launched our new logo.
Yes.
Last Thursday night after the show, because I didn't have enough chill to wait until a Friday to do it.
Have you met us?
I didn't. I was not cool enough to wait to do it in the morning of Friday and launch it then. It was after the show. We were super stoked about it, locking it down and getting it done. That Thursday that I was just like, we're fucking plastering this everywhere. It's
gotta go out, yeah.
It's gotta go out. So Nikki did help us with this logo.
Yes.
She's the one who did the little like microphone middle finger hand for us in the logo. Yes. So truly appreciate her for that.
Nikki, you're awesome. Thank you so much for your help.
She did what quote unquote professionals couldn't not do for us.
No.
And we paid that motherfucker a lot of money for his fucking crap logos that he sent us.
Fuck you, guy. Fuck you.
I know.
I'm still not that mad to say your name, but one day I will be.
I know. I did share with like some people because they were asking about it. So like in a DM, did kind of like share with them some of the logos, and they were completely blown away about how bad the logos were. Because I also sent them the profile of the guy's IG so that they can compare what his work,
the shit that he sent us
to the shit that he sent us was like straight clip art. It was it's so fucking godly terrible, guys, that I was just like, you know what, just fucking let's close up shop with you. Like let's done. Settle whatever we need to with you, and we are done. Good day, sir. Thank you. And Nikki helped bring this vision to life.
Yes. So thank you, Nikki. Thank you. We really appreciate it. We love our logo. We hope you all love it too. But huge shout out to Nikki for being able to help us and using her art skills.
I know.
Amazing artist, by the way.
Yes. If you guys have not seen the stuff that she does for Trader Joe's, I don't know. She has that bio connected to her Nikki Bits one. But she does great stuff for Trader Joe's.
Definitely check it out. Check her out.
But that's it, guys. So we are done. So thank you so much. We appreciate you. We appreciate your time. We will see you at your shows, and we will be back next week.
Yes. All right.
So enjoy your 3-day weekend, guys. We sure as fuck are.
Hell yeah.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much, and have a good evening.
Have a good one. Bye, everyone.